and they will be part of a herd immunity story. Do you still hold that view, and do kids need to be vaccinated?
Very much, Mr. Sankar. Thank you for this question. This question we have been discussing again and again. We have experience of other countries. Sweden never closed its school, and it never experienced excess morbidity or mortality either among school children, nor did it experience among the teachers also. So that way, it should not have been closed, and I hold this till now.
My other question briefly is Omicron the mother of all variants, especially since it has mutations unlike the constellations that have been previously seen and can escape immunity? Will this be a challenge to India's vaccination rollout?
I don't think that way, because I was just seeing the data even in South Africa, where it is supposed to have originated. There is not alarming number of cases or deaths, particularly alarming cases. The deaths today is in 2 digits only, yesterday's figures, and in UK it is in 3 digits. I mean, the size of the country is the same. So I don't see any extra swing with the second new ball. I call it the second new ball, because the one-day match has turned into a test match, and we had a first new ball Delta variant. This is the second new ball. So I don't see much swing in this second new ball, firstly. And secondly, what I feel is, I don't see the logic when they say that new variant has come, now you give extra, everybody should be covered with the vaccine. Vaccine is made on a previous variant. I mean, there is no common sense, forget about science. So I don't get it that way. But I still hold that person who has acquired the natural infection, whatever way, I mean, willy-nilly, 80%, 90% of our Indians have experienced the natural infection. And unfortunately, there have been some deaths. There have been chaos because of the large numbers. And I feel some of the deaths might have been due to this sort of a medical stampede. Everybody, even asymptomatic cases, just having RT-PCR positive or filling up the hospitals. This is not the way to manage a pandemic. After the community transmission has established, you should only identify the moderate to severe cases and don't have to, because you can't prevent the spread of the. So I feel that 80% Indians having experienced, I can just give an example. I have got a common sense. I am not a virologist, but for the lay person also understand. So I have studied, we had a reunion after 30 years, college reunion. And we recognized each other because we have studied 5 years. Though many of us have lost the spike protein over a scalp, we have lost hair, we have lost hair have become gray. But we have studied with that person for 5 years, so he or she we recognized. We recognized the old girlfriends also. Though वक्त ने किया क्या हसीन सितम हम रहे न रहे तुम रहे. So we are all mutating, but you have experienced the whole thing. You remember. Suppose I had been sown for a 1 day or 1 year, I have just seen the head of that person or the scalp of the person. After so many years, my immune memory is not there. I would have not recognized. So similarly, a person who have experienced a natural infection, he or she has the virus for 15 days in the body, the whole virus, the memory cell, T cells, it has a better immunity. I mean, it's common sense. It's not science, it's common sense. And in fact, it has been borne out by previous pandemics. If you remember the H1N1 pandemic, people over 60 were immune, whereas the young people were severely affected. Because why? Decades back, they had the H1N1 and it must have mutated many times. But still there is some. So I feel whatever new variant may come, it is like एक ही मुर्गी को बार बार काटोगे आप. So जितने बार भी काटोगे, अगर हमने पूरा मुर्गी को देखा है तो हम पहचान जाएंगे उस मुर्गी को. So I don't feel that it is a threat, and I was really concerned to see that they are going to now the Maharashtra government has said we have to vaccinate children also because the new variant has come. I don't see the logic, because the new variant is new variant. We are using the vaccine which is from the old variant, and in any case there is no. We just watch the data. Even in the country of origin, it is not creating a havoc as the people who have done the surveillance are predicting. It is one of those mathematical models which I feel may go off the mark. The vaccines never, I mean, after rollout, they found that vaccines are not interrupting the transmission. They only claim to reduce the severity and hospitalization. So much of it depends on the testing also. because these frontline workers are getting tested more. So we don't know the exact denominator. Like as Dr. Sanjay Rai said, 90% people are already infected at any given time or in the past. So at any given time, more large number of people will be carrying the RT-PCR. So just labeling a case on the basis of RT-PCR, it will always, the more you test, the more you will get. And of course, nursing people and doctors are working in a closed environment. So I think it depends on the pattern of testing. So how much you are testing, whom you are testing. So until we have a granular data, until we have a proper study that how much it is in the lay population also. And once it is spread so much, I mean, we did all this from the beginning, cluster quarantine and other things and testing, but we have not been able to control it. And if the new variant Omicron is more transmissible, so these measures are not going to fail again, and at a lot of cost to society and to the health resources, without achieving anything. I mean.
So continuing from what Dr. Rai had said, do you think that we should give booster doses, because states like Kerala, Tamil Nadu and all are pressing the center to give at least a booster dose to frontline workers? What's your opinion?
We should go by the evidence. We should see the mortality, infection mortality rate. It has not increased. In fact, it is still, for young people, it is 99.9973, the survival. So we may give, I don't know boosters, but as on today, we give 2 doses. So we should prioritize those who are having comorbid conditions and those who are high risk. And of course, frontline workers, I don't know whether, we are just repeating, they might have already been having natural infection. So at the most we can do their, say, antibody testing. Of course, that's also not very perfect because antibodies wane over time. But we should concentrate on other T-cell and other things, particularly for select groups, frontline workers. The amount of money we are wasting on RT-PCR and other things, if we can just find out that after the aftermath of the second wave, how much of a population are already immune. And then we have to follow the data also. The cases are plummeting. So that is a good sign. So we should triangulate inputs from various dimensions. And we should not just get panicky that something is happening in South Africa, something is happening in Europe. Europe, they have a seasonal, every winter they have a spike of any respiratory virus. So this COVID happens to be the seasonal virus this time. So we should not panic. We should see our demography. We should see our seroprevalence. We should see our leaner population, younger population, and then form a good model. So what is happening is people are taking piecemeal data. Somebody is taking some mutation, somebody is taking some mathematical model, somebody is taking the trend from the European country. So it's a hodgepodge. So we should have our own customized models.
Thank you. Over to you, Kishore.
Conflict. So that is, I think, हम सब एक है.
ठीक है. Yeah, किशोर जी.
डॉक्टर बैनर्जी जी, आपने डॉक्टर एनके अरोड़ा को सुना और इस बहस में ये बात भी आ रही है कि बच्चों को अब टीका लगाने, वैक्सीन लगाने की जरूरत है और हमारे पास उपलब्ध भी है. 2 साल से 18 साल के लोगों के लिए, बच्चों के लिए वैक्सीन उपलब्ध भी है. क्यों देरी हो रही है? आपको लगता है कि ये देरी सही नहीं है?
नहीं, जल्दी हो रही है. मेरे मत से तो ये जल्दी हो रही है. बच्चे को जरूरत नहीं है. वजह यह है कि ऑलरेडी 80% बच्चे को नेचुरल इम्यूनिटी है और स्वीडन से डेटा है, बच्चे ट्रांसमिट भी नहीं करते. देयर आर पब्लिश डेटा ऑन दिस. तो ये जल्दी हो रही है, देरी नहीं हो रही है. और मेरे हिसाब से बच्चे को तो, क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम यह है कि अभी भी ट्रायल मोड में है और अभी अगर एल्डरली को हम वैक्सीन देते हो, अगर 5 साल बाद कुछ साइड इफेक्ट होता, 2 साल बाद होता, उसका कुछ क्वालिटी ऑफ लाइफ ऑलरेडी हैज लिव्ड हिज लाइफ. पर अगर बच्चे को, यंग बच्चा है, अगर 2 साल बाद 3 साल बाद, वी डोंट नो द लॉन्ग टर्म एडवर्स इफेक्ट्स फर्स्टली. सेकेंडली, शॉर्ट टर्म में भी डॉक्टर संजय राय ने बोला कि मोर्टेलिटी इज 2 per million, बट द साइड इफेक्ट्स डेथ में भी 10 per million. सो कॉस्ट बेनिफिट बच्चों में तो साइंटिफिकली एज ऑन टुडे आई एम वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग, चाइल्ड वैक्सीनेशन इज नॉट इंडिकेटेड.
और ये डर, तो हमें प्रिवेंशन की तैयारी तो रखनी होगी.
नहीं तो खाली कोविड ही थोड़ी है. वी हैव एक्सपोज टू सो मेनी मोर सीवियर. अगर डेंगू देखेंगे उसका 10% मोर्टेलिटी है. तो डेंगू मच्छर काटते हैं बच्चे को डे टाइम में, हम स्कूल का 12 महीने बंद रखेंगे क्या? और डेंगू के मच्छर को हम सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग भी नहीं बोल सकते। तो ये तो इट इज अ रिस्क, लाइक लाइफ इज फुल ऑफ रिस्क एंड दिस इज द लोएस्ट रिस्क अमंग ऑल कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज इन इंडिया। कोविड-19 इज द लीस्ट रिस्क ऑफ डेथ ऑल एज ग्रुप। आप कोई भी कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज का मोर्टेलिटी रेट देख लीजिएगा। तो ये बिकॉज द वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज के लिए यही कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज है, दे हैव रेज्ड द लेवल and they have got very elderly population। नर्सिंग होम में डेथ्स होते हैं, 80 years एवरेज एज है डेथ का उनका। हमारे में ऐसा नहीं है, हमारे में we have got other communicable disease and that's why I said the public health is balancing overall mortality, not only one disease mortality। ये जो स्पेशलिस्ट है ये टनल विजन हो रहा, हमको टनल विजन हो रहा, वी आर जस्ट चेजिंग वन डिजीज एंड वी आर नेग्लेक्टिंग ओवरऑल डेथ्स इन चिल्ड्रन एंड ऑल एज ग्रुप्स विल इंक्रीज इन द कमिंग ईयर्स बिकॉज ऑफ malnutrition and other diseases which have been neglected। 40% टीबी डिटेक्शन कम हो गया। टीबी का मोर्टेलिटी इवन आफ्टर ट्रीटमेंट इज 5 to 10%, इवन आफ्टर ट्रीटमेंट मोर्टेलिटी इज 10%। इसका विदाउट ट्रीटमेंट इसका मोर्टेलिटी इज लेस देन 0.05%। तो इसको ये फिगर्स को हमको बताना चाहिए, फियर तभी जाएगा।